Welcome to the Painful Life. Today we are doing a St. Patrick's Day type of video, and I am going to be working with some pastels. Don't really have any experience with them. I've used these mainly just to kind of swatch, but as you can tell, I hardly use these at all. And I have been procrastinating for the last while, so it's time to get up and just do something. And I want to do something a little more colorful. And so today I'm going to do something with like a pot of gold and the Cheshire cat, but I'm going to do him green and white instead of gray and white. Looks like he's a little, I don't know who would win between getting a pot of gold from a leprechaun, but a Cheshire cat would probably be up there, because he's a tricky little guy. And so we're going to do that one with, we're going to have him sitting on top of a pot of gold, maybe with some shoes, because I know leprechauns are supposed to be like shoemakers as well, and they kind of hoard their pot of gold from us stupid humans who like to steal it from him, and that's why they have to be tricky. So let's get started, and let's see if I can actually get this thing done up. Like I said, I have no experience with pastels, and this is my newest one I'm kind of doing, and I will just usually I do like pre-sketching to see if how to do it, but I hadn't even done any of that, so I figure I will just wing it and see where we're at. And like I said, I'm usually pretty good with like rounded shapes, and so hopefully this will turn out okay. If it doesn't, well, it's all a process to learn things. So let's get started. And welcome to the Painful Life, and make sure you like and subscribe and all that fun stuff, and welcome to my messy table. Alright, first off, we're going to try to block these out so we know where we're going to have each piece. I'm going to have a cauldron, so I'll probably have the cauldron about that size. I want to have a little bit of room for maybe a shoe or something like that, a leather shoe or something like that over on this side. Maybe have one in front of the cauldron, and maybe one just sitting, I don't know, we'll see. And then we'll need space for the cat to be sitting on there. I don't know how big we're going to make the cauldron. Like I said, right now we're just kind of doing very light. I'll get better sketching. And then I'm going to do the cat, the Cheshire cat. He's pretty much circles. It looks like we got a kind of a squishy circle over here, and then another round circle over here, and then kind of another squishy circle underneath his head, plus the rectangle of the hat. So let's see if we can get him kind of placed. So we're going to want to have room for the hat up here, and we're going to have probably his little face over on this side, and his larger body over here with his feet underneath. I'm going to make his body a little bit bigger to kind of curl up, and then with his little ears up here. That means we're going to put the hat about up here. So this is extremely rough right now, so I'm just trying to get the placing and stuff. We got the cauldron, we got maybe some shoes over here, and our little Cheshire cat going over in this section over here. So that should be placed about right. Let's see if we can start sketching the cauldron. And they're usually kind of basically just round shapes. I don't want to get too dark. Well, actually, I probably could get darker on here because I am going to be doing pastels, so it will cover up a lot of these lines. But I have it big enough so the cat can sit on it. So I might make this a little larger. A little bit of a lip. I don't need to get too detailed on the inside. I might make that a little bit smaller. I don't need it perfect. I just want it kind of cute. I just want to draw something today. And doing this at this angle is always fun because I can't turn the page. Can't turn it sideways to get a better angle. And then we're going to have some shoes over here. So let's see if I can get the shoes. Let's do some bottom, some heels over here. I drew it out slightly earlier, and well, it turned out pretty good. But anytime you like sketch something out really quick, the first time it's like it never looks as good because you never really know what you did. Okay, I have a bit of an angle down here. Make sure the shoes are a little bit longer. A sole going down here. But I also want it big enough because this is going to be kind of cartoonish. So it's going to be drawn in the other one. So I want to make sure it's big enough that I can actually work with it. Okay, that's actually not too bad of a shoe. And we'll have this shoe over here kind of behind it. To do the heel. I'm going to actually draw underneath it a little bit. We're going to make it about the same size because this looks like there's a big shoe and then a child's shoe underneath it. So we got to make sure they're about the same size. Even though one's behind it, we got to make sure it's big enough to kind of go with the other one. Because that's one of the things I always end up forgetting. It's like I end up making two different style shoes or two different type of shoes. Now I haven't drawn many shoes, so this is all kind of new. I know back then they didn't really have the harder toes and stuff, and a lot of times in the 1800s or whatever, they would be a little squishier, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so it's not too bad. It's a little bit smaller. Make it look like it's going underneath it. And might change it a little bit as needed. And I'm not going to do the gold in it until I actually got the cat. I might do some gold down here. Flatter, flatter, and then so you know that this is a pot of gold. Maybe I'll do some little 3-leaf or 4-leaf clovers around it or underneath it. I don't know. I haven't decided. Okay, so far that's not too bad. Let's see if we can get the cat. He is kind of, he has that creepy smile. Let's see if we can get his size right. And his ears are kind of coming out to the side because he's got the hat on it. Put some hairs in later, but I'm just sketching it, so we don't want to get too, I'm going to say too involved, but it's not the words I was looking for. Let's see if we can, I know you kind of, to get the right placement, you kind of do one of these little cross thingies. So let's get his nose up here, big enough that you can, and he's got we want his smile almost right up to his ears. So let's get his grin in there. Get his happy little grin. And we'll have his bottom up here, kind of going really wide and then coming back in. Going kind of really wide, almost taking up his whole face and then coming back in. And we need some kind of pointy. Maybe I'll give him a little extra fang over here because, well, he is a cat, so we're going to give him some creepy, pointy teeth. Like I said, who would win? The cleverness of it almost looks like he ate the leprechaun, and like this is left, put some like blood on it or something like that. Let's make sure his eyes are about the same size. Oh, I got a twitchy eye. Oh my goodness. And then he's got some almost slit snake eyes on this picture. Yeah, I'm just gonna do straight up splits. I'll give him a little bit more pointy in the side, but I want those eyes really big. I'll give him a little bit of a almond, but not too big. I want those eyes to take up everything. And then he's got his hat over here, which kind of curves onto his ears, so you can kind of see the brim up there. A nice little hat. And he's got like some flowers on this picture, which is kind of cool. I might just kind of give him the illusion of some flowers. Maybe I'll add them in, or I might just paint over them. Who knows? And maybe even have them come off. Who knows? So they look like they're kind of growing out of his hat. Alrighty. And then when I get into it, we'll add some hair to them. I don't know how easy this will actually be to do with pastels. I might end up having to file some of them down. I don't have pastel pencils. I'm gonna give him a nice collar like they have on this one. So let's just kind of give him kind of leaf style. You can overlap some of them. Let's get some overlapping ones. We can also do a double here if we want. You can just do a quick sketch. Like I said, once you get the color in there, it might change. Okay, so we have one arm kind of coming around here, kind of folding, and he'll be on top of some gold, so we want him kind of overlapping the cauldron a little bit. And then this side has his other leg, or front paw. Wow, this thing, it has his body coming almost all the way out here. Up by his ears, so he's a biggin'. He's a big boy. And then he'll have his tail come up and curl and basically cover his whole body. And he's got a big fluffy tail. And he is striped, so let's do some stripes on him. And this thing actually kind of comes down. His little ruff is actually quite large. It doesn't actually have most of his body showing, which it makes it easy for us because then we can just do more. And don't forget his little claws. And his tail is striped as well. And I'm going to do his stripes green and white in this one since it is St. Patty's Day. I'm going to add some fur, so I remember to add that in. And then let's put some gold in here. I'm going to have some overlapping. I should really have a piece of paper on here because I have all kinds of smudges everywhere. I'm going to make these coins big, make it easier for me. And a lot of these are handmade, so it might be a little more lumpy. At least that's my excuse. There we go. Alrighty, let's see if I can not mess this up. I'm going to start on this side and work my way down so I don't smudge as much. So let's get, this is the picture I worked off of, which is the Cheshire cat. And so that's pretty much how you do. You just kind of find the different shapes that you want. And you just block them out because I want the hat up here. I might actually try to make that hat even bigger. So I might make that hat taller. Maybe put some little like jewels or something on him. And make it look like they're tied on. Like that. But yeah, there's the Cheshire. And oh, this guy is the Unlucky Charms at Christ E.T. 3D horror film. Go and check that out. That is a really, really cute, creepy animated series thingy. It's really cute. I actually might do this for live, but I'll probably change him to red because originally solitary leprechauns were not in green. They were actually in red. The ones that are actually in green were the troop fairies. And they lived in communities and stuff, but leprechauns, they did not. They originated from gods as well, and then through Christianity had tendency to change things, and they ended up evolution into the modern day leprechaun. And when they came across the stories came across the U.S., things changed. You know, the Emerald Islands and the stories changed, and everything kind of turned green. Anyways, let's get started on this, and let's get started with the hat. And I think on from the videos I have seen, is basically you want to start with the lightest colors and then add to them. Like I said, I have not actually worked with this, so I don't know how well this is actually going to come through. Well, it looks like I see some of the color in. And how much is actually shown. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. And then we'll kind of do the main ones, and we'll add some color to it as we need. I probably want to have a little bit of this kind of going behind it. I don't know if like different colors will work as well, and I'm gonna have his eyes green as well instead of the black center. And I'm gonna try to use most of the stuff that is actually green. These are kind of, since they're not pointed, I don't know, can I put some of these down to points? And these are actually kind of cheap as well, so who knows? And I get a lot of dust from this, so I want to make sure I don't smudge it. I'm still seeing some of the lines underneath, which makes it a little easier. And I'll add some darker green to kind of give it some shading as well as I go. At least that's the plan. I'm going to try to treat these like you would pencils when you're trying to do more detailed. Start out light and then add colors on top. And I have both soft pastels and the more oily based heavier pastels. Yeah, it's not too bad. I still get kind of a light line, but it's probably use the more hard pastels more for outlining. I'm gonna have fluff everywhere. Either way, I'm really impressed with the drawing. I think that turned out really cool. I'll have to get some of those pan pastels. There's a lady that I love watching, and she does the pan pastels, and it's really cool looking. Let's get some green down here. I'm gonna get some striping over here as well. I'm gonna have a match on this side. Oops. Oh, that's a hair. It's gonna be hair. And then how did the face kind of go? He had kind of a rainbow face up here around his face, and it was more white with some grays. Let's see. He actually had like some pinks. And of course for his ears. Oh, let me get some. Oh, it's just like so hard not to put my hands on it. I know you can, where's my, I do have some, kind of muddy, but it's okay. He needs a pink nose. Just remember, if you're doing something like this, make sure you do a big enough size that the details are not messing up, because he's kind of, yeah. Nope, I forgot to erase some of these. Hopefully as I layer, is this the lightest one? It looks like it. Get some shadowing and stuff like that. But this is all a learning experience. I probably want some of these a little darker underneath it. Especially since I'm doing mostly one color. I might have to use the wax ones to kind of give it some highlight, or low lights. Break it up some. Need this would probably be really good in colored pencil, because I'd have a little bit more control, but that's okay. I could always kind of go through later on and see if I can get some. I don't know how well this black ink comes over it. That's really dark. I gonna see if I can outline it later on. Either way, he's still cute. Do we have an orange? Let's see if we can do some outline. Orange. Oh, that's very orange. That's not the color I was looking for. Let's see. See if we can get some shadows and stuff underneath here. Let's see if I can get those to smudge a little bit. Smudge. Is that a word? Okay, let's get some darker greens to kind of do some highlighting. Yeah, he's going to need some highlighters or linings. He's not too bad. I wonder if I have any. Let's see. This is the paint. Get it. Do this without smudging the whole thing is always fun. And this is the deco color. Kind of a paint. The colors on these things are probably not the best. They're not as vibrant as I had hoped, but like I said, they were like in a bundle of like art supplies for $20 or $15 or $10 or $5. So I wasn't expecting to get really anything exciting or expensive. I'll have to get some higher end pastels and see if they work differently, if they're more vibrant. But these are also soft, so I don't know. Just some stripes, make them a little more fluffy. He's cute. Not as vibrant as I wanted him, or I pictured him in my head, but he's still really cute. And with the stinky pen, oh my god, this thing is so smelly. Add some shadows here and there. Make sure I spray this. Okay, now he's starting to kind of turn out really cute. I need some gray. Give him a little bit of eyebrows looking things. Alrighty. And when you're not happy with the thing, change the design a little bit, huh? Get a little shadowing underneath here. Let's get some extra shadowing under here. Give it a little bit more depth if we can. And I want to kind of keep it this messy style because it's actually looking kind of cute, the messy style. I want more stripes on the green parts. And maybe just a couple little dots here and there on the other ones. Let's get some shadowing around the the tail, so we can kind of say that, oh yeah, it is separate. Make this look like it's indented. Let's get some shadowing on the side a bit. Okay, let's get some gold. I know some of you professionals out there who do this, you're like, you're doing it wrong. But really, is there any wrong way to do what you're enjoying doing? And you look up the clock and you're like, oh my goodness, how much time has passed? Yeah, there's no wrong way to do anything when you're just playing around. Let's get some some black. That's not black. Let's get some black for the cauldron. First outline where we want it. Oop, screwed up. No, it's not. I didn't screw up. It was just a happy little accident, right? Just a happy little accident, as Bob Ross would say. Do the lighter one. Where's my? Have this side a little bit lighter because this will be the kind of the lighter side, and I'm gonna probably get some dark blue in there too for some blue black. Let's see, I don't know how well this one will smudge, but let's see. Okay, the wax one doesn't smudge as well as the chalky one. It does a little bit. It does a little bit. So this one's probably going to have to be pretty much all colored in. Oops. Oh, I was going to do some rings or something on it. That's okay. See if we can get some blue on here. I don't know how well that will. I'll outline it, but let's see if I can do a little bit of outline around it. Don't know how well it will show up, but we can give it a try. It worked really good on the other one. Let's see if this will work. Alright. Put some of this away. Start doing some of the browns. Is there a way to clean the nib of your deco pen? I need to know. I'll have to look that up. Alright, let's do some browns for the shoes. I'm gonna do a darker, different color of brown for the toes. We'll do a blue or black. Oh, okay, that's black. Blue. Let's do black. I kind of like this picture. I might have to do it again, but I can create in pencil. I need to do some more. Some more pencil, more of this kind. Sharpie, see if that will work on this one. It's like, it worked on that. I don't know why it's not working on this. It's like it worked really nice up there, but this is it's not. There we go. Now it's working a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna have to spray that so that doesn't smudge all over the place. But actually I think he turned out pretty cute. So tell me what you think. And if you've ever worked with pastels and if there's a certain brand that you really like and that I might want to update to or upgrade to. There's a lady that I really like. I'll have to insert her channel in right here. That she does a lot of the pan pastels and stuff like that. And I really, really enjoy watching her and some of the other ones out there. So please hashtag pastels on the end of it, so I know that you watched if you make it all the way to the end. And I hope you have a wonderful St. Patty's Day and get you some nice corned beef and cabbage. That's probably what I'll have to do. And I will see you next time. I love you all. I really enjoyed this. This was actually fun. First time using some pastels. They're the kind of cheapy ones, so they're not the best ones, but I think they turned out pretty cute.